Hello and welcome back to the channel. My name is Crashy, and today we're going to be talking about Season X, Season 10, my thoughts / review, kind of like first day review. Not even a whole day has gone by, but ultimately I want to talk about what we have here, the goods, the bads, the uglies, and just kind of like my thoughts, what I'm enjoying. So first and foremost, Season X, what else can we say? It's Season Mechs, really is what it should be called. And the mechs are definitely something, man. I'm trying to think of where I want to start. I mean, we got arena mode to cover. We have, you know, the mechs. We have vaulted weapons and items and vehicles, and I guess I'll go ahead and start there with the vaults. I'm a little sad that the TAC AR is gone. I like that weapon, although, you know, it's not really a great substitute for a good assault rifle. It was a good gun. I think it added some versatility and loadouts with team play. You know, the ability to split off your ammo and use it in that sense. And so I like that weapon. I was a little disappointed when the blue variant was actually removed from the game because it was a lot harder to find, and I actually liked the gun a lot, but ultimately it's not going to really affect play all that much. Some of the other vaults, such as a lot of the vehicles, we'll touch on that here in a second. The mounted turret, what else? The semi-auto sniper, a lot of the weapon vaults, the flintlock. I'm a little sad the flintlock's gone. I mean, I thought, you know, for it to be such a like a thematic kind of what's it called? Thematic weapon from what, season 7? Or was it season 7? Something like that. Whatever the pirate season was. It was a good addition to the game. It added mobility. It used heavies, so it wasn't, you know, like destroying your ammo. You know, it was just a cool thing to have in the game, and I thought it was really cool, you know, for high ground retakes and making cool plays. So I'm a little sad the flintlock's gone, but ultimately it's not that big a deal. You know, you don't usually kit it, especially with the state of like mobility. We weren't really taking it over shadows and things like that, and redeploy. And actually, I don't know if I saw that redeploy was removed, but I'm gonna be honest, I don't think I've seen it in the game, and I've been playing for, you know, a good amount of hours, and I just haven't seen it in the game. So maybe redeploy was removed as well. I don't know. I'm not really sure, but ultimately the vaults, not too bad. I'm a little disappointed with a couple of them, but the big one for me, ballers, woo, ballers are finally gone. Definitely stupid, didn't even need to be in the last season, but you know, it is what it is, and you know, I'm glad that they're gone. But the quad crasher, this one hits for me. You know, obviously if you guys have ever watched me live on twitch.tv/crashy, link in the description below, come check it out, hang out with me sometime. If you've ever watched me, you know that I really love quad crashers. I love them so much. I like the ability to fly. I like the fact that it's just a good mobility. You know, it's reliable movement option that spawns in a lot of places and was really good for the game, and that's the kind of the theme of this season so far, is a lot of lacking mobility. That one is gonna have to be figured out. We're gonna have to see how that plays out. I mean, I personally was not a big fan of the map wide slipstreams. We still have some of those slips for mobility around Mega Mall and Neo Tilted, so that's gonna, we'll have to see how that works out. Like, you know, like you know, is it gonna be a problem? Is mobility a problem now? We have shockwaves and launch pads. So maybe with the removal of the mounted turret, we'll get more traps and launch pads. Maybe it won't be so bad. Maybe shockwaves will have, you know, a little bit better time spawning. I don't know. We're gonna have to see as far as competitive play goes with the actual loot pool and what it is itself. But let's go ahead and jump into the mech, the brute. I don't even know what that stands for, but I don't really care. I think it's an acronym. The Brute. So it is overpowered. Let's, you know, let's go on ahead and take it, you know, call it for what it is, call it how we see it. It's an overpowered vehicle, but in its own way, it's really not that bad. And I'm gonna play kind of devil's advocate here, because I know a lot of people are upset about this season, and I personally am kind of enjoying it much more than the last 2 seasons. And the last 2 seasons have been kind of like major letdowns for me. I really like this battle pass. I think the addition of missions is pretty cool. I mean, it's basically challenges, but it's a little bit more spread out looking. I don't really think it makes a difference, but it's definitely something different. In the literal sense, it's actually different than the way challenges were just laid out before. So we'll see how that actually plays out when it comes to wanting to complete challenges or do the missions or what have you. But it's not bad. And I don't know, the mechs. Yeah, it's something. They're really strong. But you have to have 2 people, you have to be somewhat coordinated to actually like move and shoot, you know, at the right thing. And if you're playing with it solo, because I have done that quite a bit, it's not hard to kill people. It's actually really easy to kill people because the thing is so strong. But at the same time, I don't think it's that hard to deal with if they're not already on you. If you can find an opportunity to beam them, if you can find an opportunity to get some range between them, it's really not that bad. As far as competitive play goes, if they are in, if they're not in, I'm not really sure it's going to make a difference, because I feel like it's just an opportunity for the whole lobby to beam the person that's, you know, charging up the rockets, or the person that's moving around in the vehicle. So we'll have to wait and see. Again, everything like about this is going to take a little bit of time, but I'm not personally thinking that it's going to be such a bad situation for the game. So we'll see. It's a little goony. I mean, obviously, you guys know how it is, but we have the super nostalgic. The factories are back, the Dusty Depot is back, and I don't actually care for the Dusty Depot. It's kind of a crappy place, but the factories are super cool. And so far, my personal favorite addition to the game right now is the Meteor. It's like its own little POI. It's got, what, how many chest spawns are up there? I think it's got like 3 chest spawns up there, handful of loot spawns, like floor spawns up there. It's got the anti-grav, you can jump down, you fight people up there. It's been honestly a blast. I've been landing up there almost every single game in Arena. I'm, you know, getting a bunch of kills, I'm jumping down, I'm fighting factories, or I jump down and disengage, and it's super fun. And while we're on the topic of Arena is going to be interesting, because we have the new kind of point format for Arena, and it ultimately really doesn't do anything. There's some slight variations, but mostly, and I don't want to have to go into the exact specifics, but mostly Arena is exactly the same. They just inflated the points, and there is a pro and a con to the inflated points. The inflated points, I think the pro to it is that, like, when you're losing points, it almost doesn't feel that bad. When you lose points in the former iteration of Arena, it kind of like hurt. It kind of sucked, like, at least for me anyways. It was like, oh god, I just lost, 6 points or whatever it was, and it just didn't feel that great. Now if you lose like 80 points or 40 points or 20 points, it's not really that big a deal. It's maybe because you're just looking at such a big number, you almost can't even tell that you're losing them. I mean, you're losing them, but it's not that big of a deal. And they added, what is it, 2 more divisions now. That's cool. The 2 more divisions, I want to see how it plays in at the top end after things have equalized, because you have to know that Arena right now is all about balancing. It's all about getting people where they need to be more accurately, getting people to grind through those early stages. There's no placement games in a ranked mode like this. We're not playing Overwatch where you do your placements and then it throws you into a division. You just have to hard grind through it. So a lot of these games are really low quality W key games. If you land somewhere on the outskirts of the map, by the time you start rotating in, there's only going to be like 15 to 20 people left alive. And so we're in a crappy stage of Arena, and I personally don't think it's gonna get much better. Just by looking at the way that the point system is laid out, by looking at how, they've got it set up to where there's a couple more divisions, but it looks like by and large the scaling is the same. They've just inflated the points to give it a different look and feel, and also to give room to kind of separate the roles. That's the biggest thing, the divisions rather. That's the biggest thing. Having more points and more divisions is going to hopefully a little bit more accurately place people, but I just don't think that the quality of game is going to matter. Over time, people are going to go back to not particularly caring about Arena, and I don't even think it's going to take that long. Once people start hitting 14,000, once people start hitting Champion, even in the first tier of Champion, the kind of like the wonder, the awe of like wanting to grind it's not going to matter that much. Most pros you'll probably see jump back into customs as soon as they can, and I just don't think this version of Arena is exactly what we need. I'm still really hoping that at some point in the future we can pull away from placement thresholds for points, and we can have a system very similar to ESL, which is almost kind of what it looked like they were going for, but they didn't quite nail it, or that wasn't their intention with this point system. But we need, in my opinion, we need a point system that rewards every single placement, not just hitting specific points and placements, and hopefully we'll get that. So Arena, in terms of that, I'm a little disappointed. In terms of some of the vaulting, I'm a little disappointed, but we just have to wait and see how the mechs have a big impact, at least on competitive. In pubs, yeah, there's something. I mean, I think they're fun, so I don't really mind it that much. I think they're fun. I think they're a ridiculous way to stomp out and get some kills and jump around the map and stuff, and that's cool. The additions to the map with the Meteor, new POIs or returning POIs is pretty cool, and we know there's more to come. There's definitely going to be new POIs as some of those zones and ever-changing things from the trailer, like they said, and so we just have to wait and see. That's kind of the theme of this season for me. Let's wait and see what happens. Let's watch and see how this evolves. Is the lacking mobility going to be a problem? Is Arena going to play out the way that I think and be a little bit of a disappointment, or will it run pretty well? Also, what is the FCS? Where are we going to get these details? How are we going to find out you know, how to qualify, what it looks like, what the time span is, and there's a lot of unanswered questions with this season. So we have a lot to look forward to, and I'm definitely excited about it. I'm having fun. I hope that you guys are as well. So thanks for checking out this video. That's kind of my review and thoughts. I think the season's good. I think that there is opportunity for it to get better, opportunity for it to get worse, and opportunity for it to be as good as I think it is, or to actually be pretty bad. So we just have to wait and see. At least for now, I'm excited. So thanks for checking out this video. Please do not leave without leaving a like. Let me know in the comment section down below, what do you think? I appreciate you for checking out this video again, and I'll see you on the next video.
Do you feel your bones are shake? Do you feel the earthquake? Do you feel the fire inside of me? Do you see the sparks that I'm setting free? Does the beat take you over? You just